Hey yo, what if I told you you can get real nice, creamy looking, beautiful video with amazing depth of field like this one here from a camera that you can carry in your pocket for real?
Samsung NX500, nice. The smaller's better, cuz.
What you mean, little OG?
I mean that Mini also has a lot of value. Sometimes it packs way more, you know what I'm saying?
Mini value. I don't think the ladies would agree with you, little homie.
Hey, I may be mini, but I ain't little, bitch.
Yeah, okay, cuz. Whatever you say.
You doubt me, man? Check this out, you tiny bitch. I'ma show you big value.
What the hell?
Vamonos, baby. Just leave this tiny bitch along with his other mini me, you know what I'm saying?
I got it on lock like Sony Autofocus, stable like a rock, Olympus Orbis. You better realize it's sharper than the Samsung NX1. Grab the Nikon's D6, snap some pics, 4K video incognito. Cause baby I like it raw. I know you saw me with the Canon planning dual pixel on some tricks that I be trying to hit. Get it? Ha ha, fooled you baby, never lose me. I love the color sign.
Hey yo, what's going on, fam? It's your boy OG Camera Boy, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to have y'all with me today. I'm glad to be outside, such a beautiful morning, you know what I'm saying? So, I was saying that you can have this kind of picture quality that you're looking at right now from a phone you can fit in your pocket. Yo, I ain't playing with y'all, man. I alluded in my last video that I picked up a new camera. Well, it ain't new because I actually already had one, but I seen another one for such a good deal that I had to snatch it up right quick, you know what I'm saying? You watching video on it right now, you know what I'm saying? Let me check this depth of field. Ain't this beautiful, you know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful camera. This is one of those cameras that's kind of like a quirky little niche camera you won't even believe, you know what I'm saying? And I have it in my pocket right now, for real. Check this out. I ain't playing with y'all. Check this out, man. I'm about to reveal it. Yo, take it out slow and bam, there it is, man. There it is. You got it, son. You got it. I'm filming today on the Samsung NX Mini. Yeah, boy, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those cameras that came out 2014 or something like that. Came out a long time ago. And it just never took off. It was one of those flops, I guess, from Samsung, but it's such this neat little camera, man. I want to tell you something about it. Look how compact this is, man. This is so small and thin. Look at this, man. Ain't this some shit? Check this out, man. Look at this lens. This is what gets me the most. Check this lens out. Yo, what is this? What is this? Look how small that is, man. Incredible. I mean, without the lens, look how thin this camera is, man. You put yourself that lens cover, you got the craziest, thinnest camera. Yo, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this camera was the thinnest interchangeable lens camera that was ever created. And I'm filming on it right now. What y'all think of this look? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that beautiful? It films at a highest 1080, 30 frames per second. It's one of those ones that was kind of designed for very specific purposes. Now, it's not the greatest camera in the world. I don't want to gas you up about it too much, you know what I'm saying? It does have certain downfalls to it, certain things about it that may not be the best as far as the quality is concerned in certain circumstances. But in general, if you tinker around with it, you learn how to use it. Like I always try and tell people, you know, pick up some cameras, play around with them, you know what I'm saying? Learn to use these cameras because these cameras have some sort of functionality to them that you wouldn't even believe in some cases if you just got good at it, you know what I'm saying? If you just took a little time to try and learn how to use the camera right, and you can get some amazing video out of it. I mean, I think the video quality that you're looking at right now is incredible, and it's coming from this, man. This teensy-weensy little thing that can fit in your pocket. Now, you can stick with your cell phone. Tell you the truth, I think these days cell phone might even be bigger than this. Not thicker than this, but bigger, you know what I'm saying, dimensionally and stuff. So I mean, you wouldn't be able to put that cell phone in your pocket, but you can put this in your pocket, no doubt about it. Yo, picture this. You out on vacation somewhere or something, you see this beautiful sunset, you pull out your cell phone because you want to capture that on video, right? You want to get yourself a memory. Now, I swear to you, I did not put my finger in front of the lens on my cell phone on purpose. That just happens with this type of thing, man. Or you can just switch it over, you know what I'm saying? And then you get yourself one of these cameras, right? And check this camera image out, man. Don't that look better? That's the 9mm f3.5, so you only got that shallow depth of field or anything like that. But yo, check the quality, man. In my opinion, man, it doesn't even compete, you know what I'm saying? It just destroys it, you know what I'm saying? And if you get this NX Mini and you lucky enough to pull out the 17mm lens like you looking at right here, Yo, man, game over. Check that out, man. That looks beautiful, man. You get that gorgeous depth of field, man. You looking like a superstar in the video, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, man, you could post that, show that to your homeboys and your homegirls. Everybody gonna be jealous. Not only that, man, the memory's just gonna be optimized. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is with a camera like this right here, instead of a cell phone. I love this camera. I've had this camera for a couple of years now. This one I just picked up, by the way. I just picked this one up off of eBay. It was a week ago, something like that. And I had to buy it because I couldn't believe the price on it, man. When I seen it, I was like, yo, man, I don't think this dude knows what he has here. You know what I'm saying? So it was even a buy it now. It wasn't even one of those auctions where I had to bid on it or anything like that. It was a straight up buy it now. Dude just put it on there. I guess he wanted to get rid of it and sell it, you know what I'm saying? So I was more than happy to oblige, you know what I'm saying? I took that off his hands. I paid $149 for this camera with this lens. I'll tell you why I bought it actually, and why it even came up on my radar. It came up on my radar because I was looking for this lens, this teeny weird little 9mm 3.5 Pancake lens. That 9mm 3.5 was a kit lens that came with a lot of the variations of it, but there was also another kit lens, and it was this one. This is the 9-27 f3.5 to 5.6. I mean, look how small that is, man. It's ridiculously small. Can you believe that? Look at the construction on that. It's beautiful, man. It's this beautiful little stainless steel look to it and everything like that. And just by comparison, yo, check this out. So, I mean, this is the NXM system, the NXM mount system, which is their mini system. And they only made 3 lenses for it. This was the second lens, like I was talking about the other kit lens. But, yo, check this out. Just by comparison, this is an EFM lens, which is Canon's smaller lens mount system as well. Look at the size difference, man. And this is the teeny tiny lens for a Canon. This is the Canon kit lens versus the Samsung kit lens. And this is, by the way, the biggest lens that you can get essentially for this Samsung NX mini system, you know, and it's a little bit larger too because I put a lens filter on there. Otherwise it'd be probably about 3mm smaller, you know what I'm saying? But check that out, you know what I'm saying? Look at the difference between that NXM and this EFM, for example. Well, I have myself here like a Pancake lens from Nikon. This is an old vintage Pancake lens from Nikon. It's ridiculous, and this Pancake lens is ridiculously small, you know what I'm saying, for any Nikon system. This is an F-mount lens, and yo, check the size difference, man. It's crazy how small this lens is, and it doesn't even compare. You want to see, yo, check, this is the biggest lens compared to this Pancake. I'm gonna show you something now. Check this out. This, by comparison, this is the 9mm versus the 50mm Pancake from Nikon. I mean, look at that size difference, man. Y'all seen something like this, man? This is crazy, crazy, teeny tiny. So when I'm telling you, you can put this in your pocket and carry it with you anywhere, believe me, you could do that, man. Ain't no problem with that. I for real had this camera and this lens attached in my pocket, man. You probably wouldn't have even noticed, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm saying you looking at the quality right here and the depth of field is beautiful, you know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. But that's because I got the third lens too. I got the whole lens system for this here NXM camera system, you know what I'm saying? They only made 3 lenses, so you had the 9mm f3.5, you had the 9-27 3.5 to 5.6, and then you have the granddaddy of them all, you know what I'm saying? This is the 17mm f1.8. This lens is so dope, man, it's incredible. I was kind of put up on it one time because I was checking up on YouTube trying to find if there's some differences in the lens quality of what was available for the NX Mini when I first got it, and I saw this guy post this video with the 17mm f1.8, and I was like, whoa, man, it's incredible. This lens is so sharp, it's so tack sharp, it takes beautiful pictures too. And that's the thing about this camera, man, you can carry this around, no doubt about it, you know what I'm saying? And yo, if you decide to pick something like this NX Mini up, I would highly recommend getting this 17mm f1.8 lens. But I will tell you this, they're difficult to come by nowadays. The one that I got right here, I had to actually order it from South Korea because I think that's the only place you're gonna find it, man. You might get lucky, somebody here in the US or elsewhere in a neighboring country might be selling one, but I personally haven't seen that happen just yet. Doesn't mean it can't, but I personally just haven't seen that happen, you know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't do 4K. The highest frame rate it'll do is it's going to do 1080 at 30 frames per second. There's not much choice involved with that. I mean, when this camera was designed, it was designed for very specific use in mind, you know what I'm saying? And that's just for like the carry around selfie style thing. And it just, I guess it never picked up as far as like the North American market. I think it did okay in Asia, maybe even in Europe to a certain extent it did alright, but it didn't do very well here, and you know, they're kind of hard to come by. The one that I found it just like that on a whim because my girl, her sister was asking about a camera saying, oh, yo, I want to step up my vlogging game a little bit or whatever. She's got a new company started too, you know what I'm saying? So she wanted to take some video and stuff like that. And she's like, yo, I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it and anything like that. And her cell phone just wasn't cutting it. So I was like, Hey, NX Mini, man, for real. You can find these probably decent price. The one that I'm filming on right now, that was the first one that I ever bought. And I bought it for like $180, something like that, from a guy who came with the full package, man. Came with like a carrying case and everything like that. The kit lens, the little flash. So I have the full kit. I have literally every kind of accessory that you can put with this camera. I have all the lenses. The only thing that I am missing is they did make an NXM to NX mount. And that's just difficult to come by, man. That's just literally impossible to find. I got my radar set on it, so if it ever pops up, hopefully I'll snatch it. But hey, yo, if one of y'all out there has it, man, holla at me for sure, man. I'd definitely be interested in picking it up off you if it's something that you ain't using no more. I know it's an extremely rare item because I do have a lot of NX mount lenses from my other Samsung cameras, so it'd be real interesting to adapt it to this NX Mini, you know what I mean? But in general, you know, you can get away with it. You don't even need it because this camera is such a niche type thing, you know what I'm saying? It is designed to do very specific type of application, and the application is pull it out of your pocket and start shooting. And you saying to yourself, yeah, well, yo, check it out, man. My cell phone just mow on the ready, you know what I'm saying? I pull it out, I pull that app out, and it's ready to go. For real, check this out. Yo, mow on the ready, then this, check this out. Out my pocket, check it out, man. Boom. Guess what? I'm filming already. Yo, you don't have to do nothing. Just flip the screen, you know what I'm saying? Check it out. Press the button. Yo, check me out, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I'm filming with this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Check this out. Yo, we vlogging out this bitch, you know what I'm saying? That's all it takes, man. Or if you want to flip it on real quick, just whoop, whoop. Flip it on, you taking pictures, bang, bang, bang. I'm looking at it like it got a viewfinder. It don't got a viewfinder, I'm playing with you. It's just one of those range finders, so you gotta take a picture like this here, you know what I'm saying, looking at the back of the screen. But it's all right, man, that worked for me. I've taken plenty of real nice pictures with it, man. Check this out, man, with the 9mm, you could get that beautiful wide angle, you know what I'm saying? So you got that huge frame and everything like that. So as far as your focal length is concerned, this is obviously a 9mm on a 1-inch sensor. So that's gonna be equivalent to, I think it's a 2.7 times crop. So you're talking about 24mm, something like that. So yeah, there are a couple of downfalls to this camera too. It's not the greatest performing camera of all time, but it does do really nice video. It does do really nice photography, you know what I'm saying? If you get good with it, you can find yourself framing up beautiful compositions, and it just takes excellent quality photos, you know what I'm saying? At 20.5 megapixels, that's plenty. 1-inch sensors, real nice to have. It's better than anything you're gonna get in a cell phone. I know there are 1-inch sensors in some phones these days, but I don't know, man. Like I said before, man, the phones just don't compete, you know what I'm saying? I think this camera is more designed to take pictures and more designed to do video, so you're gonna get better out of it. And not only that, but I'm talking about like trying to remember certain things as far as like having, you know, memories for yourself. I don't know about y'all, man, but for me, cameras are just one of those passionate things that I love so much because they just keep these memories for me, you know what I'm saying? I like to travel, I like to be places and stuff, you know what I'm saying? When I do that, I like to be able to have those memories for those moments like we have now, for example. We all locked down, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily on lockdown, but you know, if you try and be vigilant and stay safe and all that sort of thing, man, you just stay inside because, you know, traveling right now is not the safest thing in the world. But sometimes I just revisit some of my old vacation videos or take a look at those pictures that I had from when I was at some place that just, you know, made my heart melt because it was so beautiful or whatever, and it just brings me back in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Make me feel good about it, ain't no question about it, man. I think a lot of y'all probably feel the same way. So these types of cameras, they're just perfect for that, you know what I'm saying? Because we talking about, oh, I don't want to carry this camera around, I don't want to spend all that money on it. This cost me $149, man. Ain't no cell phone out there costs $149, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, look how small this is. Like I said, portability factor is dope. Now, so what's not so good about this camera? I guess, like I said, the top frame rate is going to be 1080p, 30 frames per second. It would be nice if it did 60 or even 120 or something like that, but you got to keep in mind the age of it, you know what I'm saying? The other thing about this camera is it does have only a contrast detect autofocus system. Now, contrast detect autofocus system is sort of notorious for that kind of hunting situation, so you got to keep in mind of that. It's going to happen from time to time. Some lenses I find are better than others. For example, this one that I'm on right now, the 17-1.8. This one here I find is pretty dope when it comes to the autofocusing. The one thing about this camera too is that it doesn't really have like end-to-end focusing points, you know what I'm saying? So if you step off to the side, the chances are, you see what's happening there? It's starting to focus more on the center of the frame and center of the picture. So if I move back to the center, it'll probably recapture focus on me, you know what I'm saying? So there it is. So it's not too bad. Like, it does decently well, and it doesn't do that kind of like hunting where it goes past you and then comes back and all the rest of that focus breathing and all that. It actually catches you pretty well for a contrast detect system that is 6 or 7 years old. It's not bad, you know, for vlogging purposes. What I would suggest is you make sure you're in the center of the frame at all times. You know, you're gonna have to ignore that rule of thirds. Hey, it's just one of those things. But you might be asking yourself, yo, okay, so I seen that beautiful 17 f1.8, show me the other one, because chances are if you buy this one, you might get yourself the 9mm, you get yourself the 9-27 or whatever it is. And by the way, the 17 and the 9-27 do have optical image stabilization, so they have a little bit of stability factor to them, and they not bad. I'm telling you, it's just impressive how well that they could do with the stabilization. I do this sometimes handheld, walking around with the camera, and yo, it is so light. You can hold this camera up all day long, man. Your arm ain't gonna get tired. No way, man. Sometimes you have these nicer cameras, the DSLRs or the mirrorless cameras. They have a little bit of weight to them, especially if you put on a lens that's like, I don't know, say you want that wide angle 14 or 12 or whatever happens to be, you put those lenses on there, they have to carry some weight with them sometimes, so that weight has to be taken into consideration, and you want to get these nice images and you holding that up and your shoulder get tired real quick, you know what I'm saying? With this one, you can hold it up all day long, ain't no thing, man. I have no idea, to be honest with you, how much it weighs, but I'm gonna weigh it and I'll put it right down. I'll write that right here, how much it weighs, but it don't weigh nothing but a feather, you know what I'm saying? So you can carry this around all day, no problem. But yo, I'm gonna switch over to the 9-27 so y'all can see that. And like I said, the 17 and the 9-27 both have optical image stabilization. They do pretty well. Unfortunately, the Pancake, this one here, the 9mm, does not. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a shakier video. But the nice thing about it is obviously it's wide at 9mm or 24mm equivalent. So you get a pretty decent frame on it, you know what I'm saying? And so if you put it in post and you stabilize the footage a little bit, I find it can look just fine. And I'll show you some examples of that right now. All right, so we're going to start on the unstabilized 9mm f3.5 lens. Now this lens, it's a nice wide aperture. You see, I could hold it out even a little bit further if I wanted to, so I could show you the type of frame that you guys could set up with it, you know what I'm saying? And obviously you could tell that the image is a little bit shaky at the moment. I apologize if there's some wind noise, it's quite breezy back here. And the contrast detect autofocus system sometimes on this lens doesn't work too well, if I'm honest. And that means that, you know, you might have to get creative in certain circumstances. Now, depending on what it is you're trying to film, I can show y'all some workarounds. Now, there's obviously going to be a little bit of jitter in this image I'll show you right now, but check it out. Now, if I flip over and do a little bit of creativity, a little bit of manual stuff, let me show you what can happen in this situation. All right, so I think I got a workaround for you. Check this out. What y'all think of this? See, in this situation, you can even work with that rule of thirds, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about that. Basically, what I did is I put it on manual focus. I mean, if you're gonna be vlogging, it's not too hard to do. You put it on manual focus, and when you try manual focus on this here lens, what happens is it zooms in, I think like 5 or 8 times or something like that. So you can get real close and then focus on the eye, make sure it's in focus, and you good to go. And I processed this in DaVinci Resolve afterwards, so it's been stabilized, you know what I'm saying? You could tell me it's probably as good as any kind of electronic stabilization on a modern lens or on a modern camera. As good as IBIS, man. What y'all think of this? Pretty good, I think so, you know what I mean? Image looks real nice. And again, this 9mm, that's a nice wide field of view, so you can work with that and you get yourself a pretty decent vlogging setup here for just 150 bucks, man. Okay, now this is the other kit lens. This is the kit lens that's the zoom, the 9-27, which when you factor in the 2.7 times crop, you're looking at, again, something like a 24 to, I think it's about a 70 something, 75 or 73 or something like that millimeter range. So it's half decent, man. You got pretty good range here with this lens. And this lens does have optical image stabilization. I got it turned on so you can see what the difference is between this lens, which is stabilized, and the other lens, which isn't. And right now I got it on automatic focus still, you know what I'm saying? So letting the camera decide that. But like I showed y'all before, if you weren't impressed with how the autofocus is working for you, ain't no thing, man. Just set the manual focus, make sure you keep it a decent distance from you, the same way that you set it, and you're gonna have a nice looking video, you know what I'm saying? Quality comes out real nice, you know what I mean? But like I say with these ones, you gotta keep in mind, you should keep yourself centered on the screen, because it kind of helps the contract detect autofocus system work a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? So this is the 9-27. You see, I could zoom it in too if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Whoop. I started turning the ring the wrong way. So you see, you could zoom it, whatever, and then you get yourself a different sort of depth of field, you know what I'm saying? If that's something you want to do, zoom it in, get your face real big in the screen or whatever. Yo, sky's the limit, man, with this type of thing. This setup, you got a pretty decent little zoom lens, you got a decent detect contrast autofocus system, which normally I wouldn't recommend, but it doesn't work too bad, you know what I'm saying? Okay, just so we have our control, I got it on the cell phone right now, and you know, I'll tell you the truth, the reason I wanted to get this Google Pixel XL is because it actually has a pretty decent camera on it. Like, it does take decent pictures, it takes raw pictures, and I found the video was half decent too. Like, it's not bad. I'm not gonna criticize it and say that it's unusable. It's definitely usable. It's definitely a half decent camera on this phone, but even this Google Pixel, which to me has a half decent camera on it, doesn't compare with doesn't compare with cameras that are 6-7 years old from Samsung that, to me, do a much better job, man. They're just more pleasing. Now, I know that's subjective to some degree. Maybe some of y'all agree with me, maybe some of y'all disagree. Maybe some of y'all gonna say, hey, yo, man, this picture coming off this cell phone was better. The stabilization on the cell phone was better. In some cases, that electronic stabilization is pretty good. I have to admit, man, on the cell phone, it works pretty well. The only thing I have to say is that when you pan sometimes with this electronic stabilization, it tends to do like some stuttering action. That I don't like too much, but you see, for me, it's no big deal. I don't mind tinkering around with the video afterwards, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind doing the stabilization in post. I don't mind doing a little bit of color correcting if that's something I enjoy doing. So for somebody like me, if you don't mind tinkering with it a little bit, hey man, it could work for you too, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that if you're willing to play with it like that, you'll get a much better image. That's all I'm saying about that, you know what I'm saying? So let's take it back upstairs and finish off this video. So y'all done seen that stabilization really ain't that bad, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty good, I think, you know what I mean? For a camera that's, the thing about it too is that it's so lightweight that, I mean, like, you might not get that much. I know that sometimes they say the heavier the camera, the more stabilized it can be because it kind of gives you that sort of counterbalancing of the weight of the camera. But I think that this one is so lightweight that it's just not difficult for you to keep your arm as sort of movement free as possible, you know what I'm saying, to try and get steadier footage, whatever. But like I showed you, you can put that in post and stabilize it. And the other one too, with the optical image stabilization, is actually pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Both those lenses with the OIS, it's usable, it's acceptable in my opinion, you know what I mean? As long as you ain't running around acting a fool or whatever, yeah, I think it's just totally fine, you know what I mean? And I usually just put this camera on, I don't use the ND filters for this. I mean, I just put it on aperture priority, and I know that the shutter speed is gonna be whack. Like right now it's extremely bright, it's in the morning, I got the sun like literally right there, you can see by the shadow or whatever, it's blasting on me right now, and I don't know what the heck it is. It might be at something like 1/2000th of a second or whatever, but you know, now if you're not one of those people that's too preoccupied with the jittery movement of it, you know what I'm saying. Now I know it's nice to double your shutter speed over the frame rate, so if I'm at 30 I should be at 1/60th or whatever with an ND filter. Maybe I can assume that, but to tell you the truth, I never even bothered to look for a variable ND filter or anything like that for this here camera. I just didn't think it was necessary, you know what I mean? But I suppose you could probably find one. The filter threads on this one are actually kind of difficult to find. They're very small, I think it's 39 millimeters or something like that, filters that go on this one, so that, you know, you don't find that every day because these lenses are so teeny tiny. I don't even know if there's any other camera maker that's ever made a lens that takes a 39 millimeter filter. So I did manage to find some though. I mean, I have the UV filter. I put that on both the 17 millimeter and I put it on the 9-27 because I like to put UV filters on to protect my lenses. They're on every single lens that I have, so I do have it on both of these lenses. They're protecting it. The 9 millimeter, apparently you don't even need that, besides which there are no filter threads, because I was, you know, when I first bought the camera, when I got it a week ago, I didn't even know about this, but I was like, yo, it didn't come with a cap for the lens. I'm like, maybe I'll try and find myself a 39 millimeter cap for the lens. And I'm like, wait a minute, where the heck does it go? Well, check this out, it doesn't even have a cap for it because they use some strong Gorilla Glass or whatever that's scratch resistant and all the rest of that sort of thing. So, yo, it's just as good as the back screen on some of your very expensive smartphones, so you don't even need a cap for it. So you'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta take the cap off. No, you don't. You just literally have to pull this camera out of your pocket, flip the screen, you ready and good to go. You know, it's faster than the smartphone. I think it's very intelligently designed. You know, it's too bad it never picked up or whatever, never got popular, but yo, it's one of those things, man. That's why Samsung, I guess, is not in the camera game anymore. They had some very creative, innovative ideas that I guess they were too late to it, you know what I'm saying? It just had a hard time breaking into the market share. But anyways, if you can pick one of these up now, you can get them very inexpensively. Like I said, man, I picked this one up for $149. I saw it there. It had like 15 watches on it too. I'm like, what are y'all waiting for, man? I just snatched that up right away. You know, I didn't even think about it. $149 for that camera was great, man. So you can get this camera under $200 guaranteed. Pretty much, I don't want to say all day long because they're becoming rarer and rarer. You may not be able to find them as easily, but if you don't put yourself a saved search on eBay, you get a notification if one pop up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you bid on it, maybe the guy's got to buy it now, like in this case. And check this out, I couldn't believe the condition of the camera when it came. It was brand new. I mean, I honestly think that the camera was brand new. I mean, you could tell sometimes when a camera's been used. This camera hasn't been used at all, especially because it was the white one, which I normally don't like to buy because the white ones get dirty real quick just from handling. It didn't have a spot or a mark on it. I mean, it looks brand new. So I found this camera for $149, what to me looks almost like in new, excellent, mint condition. So you can have that, man. I mean, I bought that 2 weeks ago, so they're out there. Those deals are out there. Ain't no question about it, you know what I'm saying? So tell me what y'all think about this here Samsung NX Mini, man. Film's nice, doesn't it? I mean, these are these niche cameras, these little quirky little things. Sometimes I like to pick up. If I find them, I take them, you know what I'm saying? I pick them up and I collect them. This is my second one now. I got 2 of them. And yo, who knows, man? Maybe if I find another one with a camera body, I'll pick that up. But yo, like I said, man, if any of y'all out there have the NX-M to NX mount, I'm interested, you know what I'm saying? Holla at me for real, because those are impossible to find. You can't even get those out of South Korea anymore, you know what I'm saying? At least not to my knowledge. Maybe you can if you're walking around some of the camera stores down there by yourself or something. You might find one there, I guess, but to find one online is very difficult, very, very difficult. I don't think I've ever seen one, to tell you the truth. So if y'all have one, y'all don't use it anymore. If y'all don't need it, y'all holla at me. I'm interested, you know what I'm saying? Send it my way. If you're gracious enough, I'll be happy to have it. I'll do another video on that with the Samsung NX Mini. I'll do another video on it with the NX to NX-M mount, and I'll put my NX lenses on there. I got plenty I could try out, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be an interesting video, no question about it. I'll be happy to have it, you know what I'm saying? If it's something you don't want anymore, if you want to donate to this channel and hand it over to me, hey, I'm happy to have it. You know? So once again, thanks very much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the great outdoors with me today. Trucks, man, I'll tell you, boy. If you're a Samsung NX Mini enthusiast like I am, we can spread the word a little bit about it, even if it is way too late at this point in time. But that's okay, because people don't know about it. It's one of those things that maybe you could pick up under the radar like I just did. And it's a great backup. It's a great, you know, even principal camera that you can have in your pocket when you vacationing, when you're traveling, even on the everyday, you know, street photography or whatever it is, man. This is something that just don't take any space in your bag. Never mind that, hardly takes any space in your pocket. So it's got an incredible opportunity here for something that you can carry around that takes great images, real nice video, and will just outperform your cell phone, I promise you. So tell me what y'all think, man. If y'all like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and all that bullshit, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.